Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure once again to welcome you to this minute, if we may call it that, of discussion about the importance of Israel in this time. Welcome on behalf of the International Christian Embassy, Jerusalem. I would like to talk to you for a few moments about anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism, of course, is the hatred of the Jewish people. It's a very important subject for us to address at this time because it's growing all over the world. It's a phenomenon that has afflicted every generation and every decade from the centuries before our time. And therefore, we have to ask how come and why. In the Bible, we find out that anti-Semitism is a result of a peculiar call that God gave to the Jewish people. Historically, and in Europe, in the last 2,000 years, anti-Semitism has been manifested by not only the communities of Europe, but sadly, very sadly, by the church. The church that named the name of Jesus Christ felt that it could take the luxury of hating the Jewish people in complete contradiction of their own revelation and teaching. It is so sad that such a thing could ever creep into the church. And more than that, into one of the great reformers of the church called Martin Luther, if not the great reformer. His last letter that he wrote before he died was called Against Jews and Their Lies. So anti-Semitism is something that we experience today, and sadly throughout the world. Today it is manifested not so much in the hatred of the individual Jew while it continues to persist, but now it is directed at the collective Jew, and in particular the existence of the nation of Israel. And this hatred of the collective Jew finds its modern day expression in movements like boycott, disinvest from Israel, and sanction Israel. This is an attempt of the enemies of Israel to discredit Israel, to delegitimize Israel, and finally to dismantle the Jewish state. This is nothing else other than naked anti-Semitism. And the real agenda at the bottom of movements like BDS and others is the destruction of the Jewish state. And one of the most potent arguments that is constantly flung against the nation of Israel is that she is an apartheid state. Nothing could be further from the truth. And I think that I have something of an authority to speak about it because I grew up in the apartheid state. I know exactly what it is. And also, God challenged me in those years to take it on all over the country. So I know something about it. Israel is not an apartheid state. It is a modern-day liberal democracy that has chief justices as Palestinian or Arab. It has Arab members of the Knesset or Parliament. People can move and go anywhere. The Miss Israel recently was in fact an Arab woman, a beautiful Arab woman. It is truly a multi-party democracy free from any discrimination or any type of hatred against any people. The conflict area here has nothing to do with apartheid. It has to do with an agenda within the Palestinian Authority and by groups like Hamas to destroy and dismantle the Jewish state. And it is therefore wrong to use the conflict with the Palestinians as an example of apartheid. It is nothing of the sort. It is a struggle between two peoples for survival. As far as the Palestinians are concerned, they have yet to change their charter, whereby their declared aim and purpose, according to their own charter, is the destruction of Israel. As far as Hamas is concerned, their charter is even worse. It calls for the destruction of Israel, but it also calls for the murder of every Jew in the world. And this is a conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. It has nothing to do with the apartheid state, but it is fueling anti-Semitism all over the world. And once again, as I've said, the target here is not so much the individual Jew, but the target of this wickedness and evil, and an attempt to liquidate the Jewish people is the collective Jew, the nation of Israel. It behoves each and every one of us to stand up against anti-Semitism and to resist it and to expose the roots upon which it is based.
Please share this video, and on YouTube, click the button below to become a subscriber. In consideration of Canada's 150th birthday, please consider 150 ways to bless Israel through your Christian embassy, the ICEJ Canada. Consider becoming a $150 monthly donor. Plant 150 trees, 150 prayers for Israel. The opportunities are endless. Please contact us.